everyone, my name is Ellen and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to play Past Life by Trevor Daniel and Selena Gomez on the guitar. So stay tuned if this is something you want to learn, and make sure to subscribe to my channel, that way you never miss out on a new tutorial. And also make sure to follow me on Instagram for your chance to win a free private lesson with me. I don't want to sit in on my sadness, I know it's a habit of mine. So this song is going to be pretty beginner friendly. If you want to sing it in the same key as Selena Gomez and Trevor Daniel, make sure that your guitar is in standard tuning and go ahead and put your capo on the 1st fret. If you do not have a capo, you can play through this whole tutorial without one, it'll just be a half step lower. On top of that, we only have 5 chords and only one of them is a bar chord, but no worries, I will be showing you an alternate fingering in case that's something that you're struggling with right now. And then I also have 3 strumming patterns that I want to show you. So let's go ahead and jump into an overview of what I'll be teaching you in this tutorial. Alright, so like I said, you only need to know 5 chords for this whole song. Those are E minor, B minor, D, A, and G. Now remember that B minor chord is a bar chord, but like I said, if you go to the chord section, I will show you an alternate fingering in case that's something that you're struggling with. So if you want to review any of these chords or are unfamiliar with any of them, go ahead and skip to this time here where I will show you the breakdown of the chords. However, if you are already familiar with them, then let's go ahead and move on to the strumming patterns that I'll be showing you in this tutorial. So the first strumming pattern I want to show you guys is always the one that I start with all of my tutorials, which is just one simple down strum on the beat for every chord change. If you're a beginner, I always suggest that you do this first because it's a really great way to get used to the song and get used to knowing where those chord transitions are going to be before you start putting in the singing and harder strumming patterns and things like that. So if you want to go over an example of what this would sound like in the song, make sure to skip to this time right here where I will play through a little bit of it for you. However, if you feel like you don't need to do that and you want to just move into some of the other strumming patterns that we can use, then let's go ahead and move on to strumming pattern 2. Now strumming pattern 2, as you can see, are just 4 down strums, and it's going to sound a little something like this. Now just a note, I actually do not use this strumming pattern in my cover here at the end. The only reason I'm showing it to you guys is because strumming pattern 3 can be a little bit difficult to understand rhythmically. So if strumming pattern 3 is really hard for you, I felt like I wanted to put this strumming pattern 2 option in here in case you're struggling with different strumming patterns and things like that. So if you want me to break it down for you a little bit more and show you how it would sound in the song, then go ahead and skip to this time here for an example. However, if you want to jump straight into the strumming pattern that I do actually use for my cover, then let's go ahead and jump into strumming pattern 3. So as you can see, strumming pattern 3 is a lot longer. We've got down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up. And it's going to sound a little something like this. Now I know this strumming pattern seems really long and complicated, however I do think that it's pretty accurate to the song. So if you want me to break it down for you a little bit more and show you how we would use it in the example and go through it a little more slowly, make sure to skip to this time right here so I can show you guys how to break that down. However, if you feel like you already got the rhythm just by watching me and things like that, make sure to skip to the playthrough here at the end where I will go through the entire song and have all the lyrics and chords and everything on screen in front of you so we can play through it together. But if you do feel like you want me to break this whole thing down for you a little bit more, let's go ahead and jump into the more in-depth part of this tutorial, and we'll start with the chords. Timing, I start but I don't know how to end. Don't read, don't. All right, let's take a closer look at these chords. Like I said, there's only 5 to play the whole song, and we'll start with our E minor chord, which looks like this and sounds like this. Next we have our B minor chord, which again is our bar chord, and that looks like this and sounds like this. As promised, if bar chords are something that you're struggling with right now, you can do an alternate fingering where you don't have to bar the first chord or the first finger, and that'll look like this and sound like this. Alright, so feel free to use this fingering if bar chords are hard for you. After that, we've got our D chord, which looks like this and sounds like this. Next we have A, which looks like this and sounds like this. And then the very last chord you need to know is our G chord, which looks like this and sounds like this. And those are the only 5 chords you need to know to play this song. Alright, so once you have those chords memorized, go ahead and take a minute here to practice transitioning between them. This song does move a little bit fast, especially if you're going to use the 3rd strumming pattern, so it is going to really help to be able to switch those chords really quickly. So if that's something that you're struggling with right now and need a little help, I do have a TMT on how to transition between chords faster, so make sure to check that out if that's something that you want to watch. However, let's go ahead and jump into the strumming patterns that you can use with this song. And if I could convince myself to feel it, you know I would feel it, I would. Perfect, perfect timing. I start but I don't know how to end. Don't read, don't read. Alright, so those of you familiar with any of my other tutorials know that I always start out with this one down strum strumming pattern. Usually this is my practice pattern, but in this song I do actually use it in the song, so I'm going to call this strumming pattern 1. And all you want to do is do one simple down strum on the beat for every chord change and practice doing that for the whole song. So let's go ahead and go through an example of what that would look like. If you put your E minor chord on, that's the first chord in the song. All we're going to do is strum down once. Then you go to your next chord, which is B minor, strum down once. Then we've got D, strum down once. And then A. And so now if you're a beginner, what I want you to do is go to the end of this video where I'm doing the playthrough and just practice this one down strum pattern for the entire song until you get used to the singing and knowing what words you're going to be doing those transitions on and things like that. So let me go ahead and go through an example with you for the first verse. Again, I have my E minor chord on and we're just strumming down once for every chord change. 1, 2, 3, 4. E minor, 3, 4, B minor, 3, 4, D, 2, 3, 4, A, 2, 3, 4, again, 2, 3, 4, B minor, 4, D, 2, 3, 4, A, you got it. Trying to be honest with my happiness, don't know why I'm bad at this. 3, 4, I don't wanna sit in on my sadness, I know it's a habit of mine. Alright? Awesome, so you basically just want to do that for the entire song so that you get used to where those chord transitions are going to be. This is really going to help you when we step up our game with our strumming patterns. So now let's go ahead and jump into our second strumming pattern. So as you can see, our second strumming pattern is just 4 down strums, and it's going to be very similar to strumming pattern 1, except this time we're going to do 1 down strum for every beat in the measure. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I don't actually use this strumming pattern in my cover. However, I do realize that the pattern I do use is a little bit difficult, so this is just in here in case any of you guys are beginners and you want to do kind of a fancy strumming pattern but not super fancy. So anyway, let's go over what this would sound like. So it's basically going to be what we just practiced with strumming pattern 1, except we're going to be doing a down strum for every beat, alright? So go ahead and put your E minor chord on since that's the first chord in the song. I'll count us in. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. E minor, 2, 3, 4. B minor, 2, 3, 4. D, 2, 3, 4. A, 2, 3. Again, E minor, E minor, D, A. Alright, awesome. So you can see it's not that much harder than the first strumming pattern. We're just making sure that we have a down strum for every beat in the measure. What I would suggest you do if you're going to use this pattern for the song is to add a little bit of a palm mute. So what I'm doing there is I'm taking the side of my hand with the pick in it and I'm just resting it really, really gently against my strings between the bridge and the sound hole here. And then now whenever you strum, see how it's more of a softer, muted tone? I think for this song, it really suits the verses and the pre-choruses if you add a palm mute. So let me go ahead and show you what this exact strumming pattern would sound like, but with a palm mute. Let me count us in again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. E minor, 2, 3, 4. B minor, 2, 3, 4. D, 2, 3, 4. A. Again, E minor, B minor, D, A. You got it. Trying to be honest with my happiness, don't know why I'm bad at this. I don't wanna sit in on my sadness, I know it's a habit of mine. Alright, so So again, if you know how to do that palm mute or want to try it out, I would suggest putting it in this song. However, if you do not feel comfortable with that, you can of course do the regular 4 down strum strumming pattern. And again, this strumming pattern can be applied to the entire song. However, I like to actually jazz it up a little bit more and get it sounding a little bit more accurate to the original song. And that's what I do in strumming pattern 3. So let's go ahead and go to strumming pattern 3. All right, so as you can see, our third strumming pattern is definitely the longest and most complicated. We've got down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up. Now I know this seems really long and complicated, but no worries, we are gonna break this down and we're actually going to be switching chords in the middle of this pattern, but I'll get into all of that later. First, let's go ahead and go through the motions of this pattern. So go ahead and put your E minor chord on since that's the first chord in the song, and let's go through the motions. We've got down, 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 up, and then down, up, down, and then down, down, up. All right, so the way I'm grouping these is kind of how it's going to sound in the song itself. So again, we've got 1, 2, 3, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up. All right. So this will make a lot more sense when we put it in rhythm. So let me go ahead and show you one time what it sounds like in rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, 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 up, down, up, down, down, down. Down, 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 up, down, up, down, down, down. All right. So why don't you go ahead and practice that rhythm with me. Go ahead and put your E minor chord on, and let's slow it down just a little bit so we can get all of these motions in order. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up. All right, awesome. So hopefully you can kind of hear that rhythm now. What I want you to do next is we're going to add in some of these chord transitions. And like I said, we are going to add these chord transitions in the middle of this pattern. So let me go ahead and split this pattern in half. And where that line is that you see, that's where we're going to be switching chords, all right? So let's practice this with our E minor and B minor chords, okay? So go ahead and put your E minor chord on, and we're gonna just play the first half of this pattern. So we've got down, 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 up. All right. Then here you want to go to your next chord, which is our B minor chord, and then finish out the strumming pattern. Down, up, down, 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 up. All right. So why don't you go ahead and practice that with me? Put your E minor chord on. So we've got just the first half. Down, 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 up. Then switch to your B minor chord and finish it out. Down, up, down, 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 up. All right, one more time. Down, 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 up. Switch to B minor. Down, up, down, 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 up. Awesome. So that is where we're going to be switching chords for the entire song. So let me go ahead and put the chord progressions on screen for you here, and let's practice doing this all the way through. So again, we've got our E minor chord on, just how we started. Down, 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 up. Switch to your B minor. Finish it out. Down, up, down, 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 up. Now we'll move on to our D chord. Again, it's the beginning half. Down, 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 up. Then you go to your A and finish it out. Down, up, down, 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 up. All right? Awesome. So now what you want to do is practice stringing all of that together without stopping. So let's go ahead and practice that. I'll count us in. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. E minor, B minor, D, A, again, E minor, down, down, up, B minor, down, up, D, down, 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 up, A. You got it. Awesome. So hopefully you were able to hear where we're going to be doing those chord transitions and everything. Now the next thing I want you to do is, again, if you feel comfortable with this and you want to practice it, I want you to put a palm mute with this pattern, because I think the palm mute is really going to dampen the sound of the strings a little, make it a little bit more rhythmic and staccato, and I think that that fits really well with this song. So let's go ahead and do exactly what we just did, but add the little palm mute, okay? Let me count us in again. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. E minor, D minor, D, A. E minor, D minor, D, A. So hopefully if you are able to add that palm mute, then go ahead and do that for the verses and the pre-choruses. I do think that it adds to the song and makes it a little bit more closer to the original. And now if you're up to it, one last little thing that you can do to just kind of put the little icing on the cake is we want to accent certain beats in this strumming pattern, okay? So let me underline the beats I want you to accent. When I say accent, I mean just give it a little bit more force with your strumming hand. We're gonna try to make it a little bit more louder than the other beats. So let me go ahead and show you an example first. I've got my E minor chord on. I'm going to accent all of the down strums that are underlined. So I have down, 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 up, and then I switch to B minor, down, up, down, 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 up. So you can kind of hear how we're kind of accenting the beat of every measure. All right, so let me do that again without stopping. Down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, B, down, 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 up, A. All right, so basically it's super easy. All you want to do is just give those down strums a little bit more energy when you're strumming. If you find this really difficult to do, you do not have to do this at all. I just think that it adds a little something to the rhythm. So why don't you try that with me? Put your E minor chord on and let's go ahead and accent these underlined down strums. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. E minor, B minor, B, A. E minor, B minor, B, A. All right, awesome. So once you can do that, you can actually play through the whole song, because like I said, I don't really use strumming pattern 2. This strumming pattern here is the one that I actually use when I play through my cover. And what I'll do is I'll do the palm mute for the verses and the pre-choruses, and then I'll let it ring for all of the choruses. All right, great. And so once you have that down, all you have to do now is speed it up so we can get it at tempo. So let me go ahead and show you what it sounds like at tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Minor, D minor, D, A. So it is considerably faster than we were just going, but no worries if you are having trouble keeping up. Just pause the video and practice at your own pace until you can keep up with me. But now let's go ahead and try this at tempo. So put your E minor chord on. We're going to do exactly what we just did, but we're going to speed it up this time. So let me count us in. 1, 2, 3, 4. E minor, B minor, D, A. Again. You got it. I'm trying to be honest with my happiness. Don't know why I'm bad at this. I don't want to sit in on my sadness. I know it's a habit of mine. All right, awesome. So once you can do all of that with the accents and the palm muting, and you've got those chord transitions down and you can do it at tempo, then you are ready to play through the entire song. Again, if any of this is too difficult for you right now, make sure to pause the video and practice at your own pace until you can keep up. But now let's go ahead and put everything that we learned together with all of the chords and the transitions and the strumming patterns and put all of that together to play through the whole song. Again, I will have the lyrics and chords and everything you need to know on screen in front of you. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the playthrough. To be honest with my happiness, don't know why I'm bad bad at this. I don't wanna sit in on my sadness. I know it's a habit of mine. Perfect, perfect timing. I start but I don't know how to end. Don't remind me. I ruined it before it began. Oh, last night was the last night of my past life. Got me here like you can never figure me out. Last night was the last time, was the last time. I'll never let you figure me out. Sitting here talking to myself, thinking how I used to use you. Only thing I'm used to. Last night was the last time, was the last time. Whoa. Gave me what I wanted when I needed. Honestly, I mean it. And if I could convince myself to feel it, you know I would feel it. I would. Perfect, perfect timing. I start but I don't know how to end. Don't remind me. I ruined it before it began. Oh, last night was the last night of my past life. Got me here like you could never figure me out. Last night was the last time, was the last time. I'll never let you figure me out. Sitting here talking to myself, thinking how I used to use you. Only thing I'm used to. Last night was the last night of my past life. Whoa, 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 last night was the last night of my past life. Got me here like you can never figure me out. Last night was the last time, was the last time. I'll never let you figure me out. Sitting here talking to myself, thinking how I used to use you. Only thing I'm used to. Last night was the last night of my past life. Whoa, oh, whoa, where we been, what we know, will never go away, will never go away. Alright, so that was my tutorial for Past Life by Trevor Daniel and Selena Gomez. I really hope that you liked it. If it did help you, make sure to give me a thumbs up down below, as well as to subscribe to my channel and turn on that little bell notification. That way you never miss out on a new tutorial. Here are my social media sites in case you'd like to follow me on any of those. That's just where I do fun things like behind the scenes looks at things coming up, and I'll poll you guys on things that you want to see, and I'll occasionally do a giveaway on there as well. One last little plug, if you liked the shirt I was wearing in today's tutorial, this is my Forever Faithful Chords shirt. You can find this along with a lot of other different designs in my merch store linked down below, as well as under this video. Every purchase there really helps my channel to grow and allows me to continue making these free tutorials for you guys. So thank you so much for anyone who's ever supported me in that way. But I guess that concludes this video. Again, I really hope that it helped you, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.